Good morning. Hello. Let me know when you're here. Make sure to say hello. I'm Teresa with Teresa Rene Art. Hello, Sue. Thank you guys for being here. Hello, Robin. Hello. Welcome to Project Workshop with Teresa Rene Art. This series is going to replace our Pentart 101 series. Of course, we will be using Pentart products. That's all I use here in the USA. And we're going to be showing you interesting ways of combining all of the things that we learned in Pentart 101 to make unique things. So we are starting, this is episode 2 of Project Workshop. We are going to be doing ornaments between now and Christmas, or at least Christmas decorations. We'll do ornaments at least until we get sick of it. And then we can switch over to something else. But it's kind of like the radio stations, you know, after Halloween, all the radio stations switch over to Christmas only. Well, that is the theme here. Hello, Dana. Hi, Jill. Jill, did you get, you said you had snow on Tuesday. Is it still looking like it's going to snow on Tuesday? Hello, Denise. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Beth. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you are watching on replay, make sure to type in hashtag replay so I know that you were here. We always, of course, appreciate if you invite a friend to watch and, you know, and all that fun stuff. So welcome in, get yourselves comfortable. Probably about an hour and a half today. I can't go too much over because I have to take my kids to go see Santa, to go take Santa pictures. So we'll have to stop whether we're done or not. Good morning, Rima. Hi, Betty. Okay, so I shared yesterday, I shared an example of what I'm going to attempt to do. I saw a super cute, there's some artists out of Poland, Zoya Handmade, and then Agnieszka, MIS, I can't remember her full name, but anyway, they created some beautiful drum ornaments. So I sort of looked at it and I engineered my own. I don't know if this is how they did theirs or not, but I engineered a way to make them. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. Of course, using all Pentart, and of course using the Decoupage Queen Christmas release. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down. Talk amongst yourselves, get cozy, get comfortable. That's what I love most, is the camaraderie that I see, whether it's directed toward me or not. I love seeing you guys share and talk with each other. So it's a super fun, creative time. And I just love it. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves and get to know each other better. Hello, Carol. Hi, Diane. Okay. Oh, Ronnie's a drummer. How cool. Okay. So if you look if you're on Teresa Rene Art, if you're on my Facebook page, we're streaming like 4 different places today, you guys. So probably most everybody's watching on my Facebook page. If you go to my link tree and you go to my Amazon store, I made a category called DIY drum ornaments, and it's all grouped there together. Most of the things that I bought that I'm going to be using, and most of it's in bulk, so you can make a lot of these. So that's where you'll find some of the things that I'm going to be using. For example, I got a 6-pack of these. These are styrofoam rounds, and it comes in a 6-pack. And these are 4 inches in diameter by 2 inches wide. So this is what I'm going to be using as my base. It's just styrofoam because I didn't want this thing to be too heavy. I wanted it to be light enough that it's going to hang on the Christmas tree without, you know, bending the branches all the way down. So we're going to just use foam as a base, styrofoam. So I'm going to get a couple clean ones. And so from that package, you can make, it's got 6 bases, so you could make 6 of these from that. So this is what I'm going to start with. Pretty simple. And we are going to we're going to make this because I don't want to decoupage right onto this styrofoam. I guess you could, but I prefer to have a smoother surface. Yeah, you could use you could probably use like a tape roll, an empty tape roll, like packing tape roll. You could use a nut can, just something with this shape. But again, I chose foam because I didn't want it to be too heavy. So I thought this would be just about perfect. So I just used a cereal box, and I'm going to cut a little bit of cardboard so that I can line my drum with something a little bit more solid. Sue, I didn't get a note from you. I don't have my glasses. Where's my glasses? Hold on. At least they're in the same room, and I didn't have to go very far. But yes, we're going to blame Sue today that she did not remind me to bring my glasses. That's okay, Sue. You are forgiven this time and this time only. Hello, everybody. Hello. So what I did was I just traced it out with a pencil, and I'm just cutting out 2 round shapes. Yeah, tuna fish can, something that's empty, not too heavy. I need a checklist. Yeah, I need a checklist. I did actually go and grab all my paints. I made sure I had all my stuff here, but my glasses just seems to be the one thing that I can never remember. I don't wear them all the time, only when I'm driving and when I'm painting. I actually don't even wear them to watch TV. I probably should, but and I don't use them for being on the computer really either. Okay, so again, the supply list on my Amazon link tree for all the stuff that you can't, that you just need to get probably from Amazon, because Amazon really has just about everything, and again, I encourage you to get creative. This is like, if you have recycled materials that you can use, this is a project that is definitely conducive to getting creative and using what you have that's in this shape. Okay. All right. Old ribbon tubes. Awesome. Yep. Old ribbon, like spools. Yeah. So look at this. So this is like a spool, if you wanted to do something bigger. So just anything that's sort of in this drum barrel shape. I'm just going to use hot glue, and I'm going to glue my cardboard piece right over the top, and make sure that's pressed down nice and flat where I want it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, there's like a million different ways, you guys, depending on what size and what you want to do. There's so many different ways you can achieve this same. So we don't always have to have like a plastic bobble base ready-made. Part of the fun is in getting creative about what you have, what you just have in your house, Okay, so before you, we want to score a little hole in this cardboard for our little hook, I guess, to go in, because it would be kind of difficult after the fact to get this hole in this cardboard without damaging something. So I did just go ahead and I used the pencil to poke a small little hole here. This is 2 inches wide, and I used my paper cutter, you guys, to get that one on. because I felt like the paper cutter would give me a better, more professional result. So we're going to just go ahead and get this on. So it's exactly 2 inches. We're going to go ahead and do this all the way around. I did not poke a hole in my styrofoam yet. I just poked it in my cardboard. So like this holiday season, I've become like the glue gun queen. I just like, I got this really fancy glue gun and I'm just using it all the time now. So I have to kind of laugh at myself. No, Michelle, it's a styrofoam piece. A tape roll would be fine. And then Sue can share the link for my Amazon store where you can buy the supplies that I'm going to be using. Okay, and just so you know, I guess I have to say on my Amazon store, I am an affiliate. I get a very small commission if you choose to buy something using my Amazon link. I have to say that it's not very much, you guys. It's not like, you know, I think so far I've only made like maybe $10 or something like that, which is better than nothing, you know. It's enough to buy some snacks or something. But I like having it there for convenience. So, because I always get the question of where can I get this thing and that thing, and it's just easier to have it linked. All right, so I'm actually going to cut a little. Let me take this. I'm going to take this off because I have too much. I don't need this extra glue here. So I just overlapped a little bit. Once it's decoupage, you're not really going to see it. Ideally, you would have a piece that wraps all the way around, you know, but in this case, I didn't. I'm going to just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and glue that on there so I don't have any rough spots. Facebook was being rude. Okay, no worries. No worries. Hello, hello, hello. Oops, wrong way. All right, so I'm just covering all that nonsense up there. All right, so don't worry too much about this little ridge. I mean, you are going to be able to see it a little bit when you get that decoupage on, but it's just not going to be noticeable enough to worry about. If you wanted to do another piece, you could, or join them up better. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I got my hole here. So this forever, where my hole is going to be, this is going to be the top. Okay, so always make sure that you know where the top is so that you can line your stuff up properly. I'm going to go ahead and prime this with some acrylic primer, white. And voila, look how easy. And this is super light, so it's not going to weigh down a branch. All right, and so let's just go ahead and paint this white. Nice, smooth surface. Get this ready to accept our decoupage. Took my kids last night. So last night my daughter had a basketball game. She wanted some of her friends to join, so I brought some of her school friends home with us from school, and we all went to see her basketball game. And then one of their other friends was in a play last night. We went to see. They put on a production of the Addams Family play, which was like a Broadway musical from 2010. All students. They did such a nice job. It was super, super cute. So, and then one of our friends spent the night. So anyway, it's fun time right now with the kiddos and all their little activities. But the Addams Family was super cute. And yeah, they did a really nice job. Some of those young performers have some very, have a lot of talent. Yes, you can. I do save my lives. They're all saved. You can watch all my videos, Beth, on Teresa Rene Art. You can watch them all. Okay, so let's dry this. It's so fun. Like, I just enjoy seeing the young people do their thing, you know, like I just love it so much. I wish one of my kids was in drama, but it's funny because last weekend I read this book by who's it by? Give me a second, I'll think for a minute. I'm drawing a complete blank. It was narrated by Meryl Streep. Hold on, let me look for it. And Ann Patchett was the author. Okay, that's it. The book was called Tom Lake, and I listened to it. I did the Audible version of it, but the whole premise of this book was about this lady. If you haven't read it, it was about this lady who is kind of telling her daughters the story about her brief time in show business, I guess. And she had been a performer for on stage, stage or whatever for several years. But her most notable role was Emily from Our Town. And the whole book was sort of interwoven with scenes from Our Town and kind of references to Our Town, which I had never actually seen the play Our Town. So I was on the lookout for a local production of it. And I've been on the lookout of it for a year. Well, one of the local high schools here in the area was doing a production of it. And I didn't know any of the actors. I don't know any of the kids that go there. But I wanted to see their production. So I took the girls and we went to see Our Town last weekend. It was really, really good. And like I said, whether I know the kids or not, I just love seeing the young talent kind of supporting the local kids doing their thing. So that might be one of our new favorite things, is just to go see local productions. Okay, so we have our drum. We are ready to decoupage. I mean, the rest of it's going to come together pretty easily and smoothly. You can see this wasn't that hard to engineer. Again, a tape roll or something. I have already cut out my 2 little pieces that I want to use. This is from the vintage, I don't know what they're called, but vintage Christmas scenes or something. It's the 4-pack from this release. I don't know what this one's called, and I don't know the number either. If any of my retailers are on and you have this paper, the 4-pack, and you can share with us the number and the name perhaps. And while we're at it, if you want to share your links, you may do so. But I just went ahead and I cut them in the circle shapes, and I'm making sure that I'm positioning this right ways up with my hole at the top. Vintage Festivities. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lori. Again, retailers, if you're on here, feel free to share your links so our lovely viewers know how to find all the products besides the Amazon ones, you guys. So, you know, I have to do those differently because those are not like, we don't stock all this stuff. But all the Pentart, all the Decoupage Queen, of course, you can find with our retailers. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this one on here, and then I'm going to dry real quick and flip it over. Thank you guys so much. Decoupage Varnish and Glue and Matte. This is the one that I'm using. And just give this a quick dry. Hi, Carol. All right, and this one has actually, it has a little boy over here who's pulling the sled, but he wouldn't fit on the circle, and I wanted to get all this Santa in his little knapsack. So I think the image still works without the little boy pulling the sled. But I thought that was kind of funny. All right, and then here's the next one. We'll just put this one on the other side. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Get that on there, and then we'll dry that real fast. Okay. Let's dry this real fast. And again, paying attention to where my hole is. So I've got top and top going in the right direction on both sides. Okay, and then for the sides, I'm going to use this paper. This is called, I think it's Warm and Cozy Background is what it's called. And I don't know the number for it either. So if you know the number for this one, but this is the same background that's on these designs. So it coordinates super nicely. On the images that I shared, they used a couple Harlequins. So we do have the navy blue Harlequin, which would be a nice choice. And of course, any of the older Harlequins would also be a nice choice for these. All right, so I got 2 inches here. And I'm just going to tear and but you do people. So okay, and then let's just. So we have to leave this afternoon. Taking my kids to go do their Santa pictures. I think they have me convinced that this will be the last year we do the Santa pictures. I don't know, because my oldest daughter's in high school. My youngest is in 6th grade. And, you know, they're telling me they're too old for it. I'm not really buying it, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want the whole catalog, you know? Like, I guess maybe it's me. I just don't want to give it up. But we're going to go. I had to bribe them. I had to bribe them with a trip to Dairy Queen. So we're going to go do Santa pictures, then we'll go do Dairy Queen. And then we actually have tickets later on. I'm going to take them to go see that movie, the red one, I think it's what it's called, the Santa movie, the Christmas action movie. And then let's just find our hole here. Make sure we have it marked. Okay. All right. And we'll get this one. Looks like I'm going to end right about there. All right. Okay. It's okay if it overlaps a little bit. All right, so let's just cover this up. Make sure we're as smooth as possible all the way around. And then we'll dry this whole thing really good. Okay. And then I think we are good to dry. Yes. Yeah, it's the red one or something like that. All right, so we're just going to make sure it's really dry. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Yes, they would. There's so many different things you can do with these. You could do molds here. Just a fun way to make an interesting ornament, you guys. Okay. Just trying to get it dry enough to where I can touch it without getting really sticky. I think that's pretty good. All right, so the next thing I want to do, I want to show you how to put the hook in and what I did with the hook. Again, on my little Amazon store, there's a couple things. So I got these. These are actually meant. They are for Christmas ornaments for styrofoam. And the thing that I like about these is they actually have a little sawtooth in them. And you can find these on my Amazon store. It comes in a pack of like 100. So it's got this little sawtooth in there that's going to sink down into the styrofoam and prevent it from coming out. So this is what I started with. And then if you're fine with this little plastic hook, you could paint this or whatever. If you're fine with that, you can just leave it. Just use this as the hook, but I wanted something a little bit more decorative. So I decided to combine this little hook with one of these little gold barrel ornament things. Of course, you could probably even just hot glue this, but I really wanted it to be very secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marry these two, and I'm basically going to I'm going to bite down here and sink this little edge down into there. Sink this little edge down into the barrel. Okay. So it's going to be, there's going to be some hot glue in here. Let's put some hot glue in here. And there's going to be a little bit of hot glue on the edge as well. So we're going to just take that and then do it like that. And I'll let that set up for a second. And then if you don't like this little bottom part being clear like this, you could paint that gold or something as well. So here's my handy dandy hook now. Okay, so this is like and I got this little pack that has all kinds of them. Again, just this is probably fine and you could paint that or whatever, but I really liked these, so I wanted to use that. Okay, so then you're going to take I'm going to swirl this in a little bit of heavy body glossy so that it's got a little bit of extra adhesive. So I'm just kind of taking that and dabbing that down in there. And then and I'm going to put it right through that hole. Okay, and boom, voila, there you go. There's my hook. Okay, does that make sense? So that glue is going to set up, and I've got the little teeth down in there, and that's going to be nice and secure. And I'm going to push it down as much as I can. Okay, so there's my hook, and that's going to be very, very secure. So super easy way to stick a hook into a foam ornament. All right. And just make sure it's twisted the right way, etc. All right. The next thing we want to do is we want to get our little drum wire on. What I'm going to use, I'm just going to use string. You could get creative and you could use castings. You could use like a little rope mold. You could use beads. You can use other gold string, whatever you have. Again, this is an exercise. I happen to have this string, it's a roll that I'm probably never going to run out of. And I thought it's going to work just fine. So we're going to take it. I'm going to put my silicone fingertips on. And we are going to let's see, put my little fingertips on here. Let's do this one here. Okay, so I got my fingertips on, and we're going to take our string and we're going to take our hot glue. Oh. Make sure that stays plugged in. Take our string, take our hot glue, and we're just going to kind of weave it around, okay? All right, so let's start here. Okay. Doesn't have to be like perfectly spaced. Remember, you guys, these are handmade, okay? So part of the charm of handmade is their imperfection. So if you're, if you're a super measury type of person, then by all means, or if you just like math, do some math and find the right distances, etc., etc. Cindy Crane, I'm looking at you. I am not, so I am winging it. And if I don't have enough, or if I have too much at the end, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay. Yeah. Cindy Crane, I'm looking at you. I know your drum wire would be perfectly spaced all the way around. All right. Okay. So just wrapping that around again, some like beaded cord, chain, gold string, whatever you have, some jute, look in a drawer and see what you have. And that's kind of what I want you guys to do for this project. Yes, I have an Amazon list, but what I would love to see is I would love it if y'all did this with stuff that you had around the house. And, I just didn't have that much time to go hunting and searching and collecting bits and pieces, I did have this string around the house. Of course, I had a cereal box around the house, but this one, my challenge for y'all is to try to do this purchasing as minimal materials as you can. You probably are going to need a hook or something what you could do is, like, if you have a broken ornament from last year, use that hook, so repurpose your hook if you have some broken ornaments or something. All right, I think that's going to work out just about perfect. Okay, yeah, or just a ribbon. So that's my challenge, you guys, is who can do this project literally without buying anything? Use a paper from last year or something you already have. Use paints that you already have. Okay, so I think that is good. You know, you could even use string instead of molding. I do have this little, so I did put this little, I think this is a handy, super handy mold. I actually have two of them. It's like this little decorative rope, is like rope trim. And yes, exactly, whatever you have. So I've got this little decorative rope trim. We're going to lay some moldings around to camouflage all of our problems. All right. So I do have the link for this little mold as well on Amazon as well. If you're, you know, this one is probably one of my most used because it's got these tiny little border molds, and there's just not another mold company that makes one that's this small. So I use this one all the time. All right. Let's pull this out. Of course, if you wanted to use, again, in the vein of using what you have, there are plenty of IOD or redesign molds that could work. I'm going to layer these 2 deep. So, you know, you could use a bigger one and just do it 1 deep. So lots and lots of options. Again, I use Jovi air dry clay. That's the one that we're distributors for Jovi, Donna. And I really do like it a lot. All right, so lay this down. If you guys have a link to the clay, I'm using gray. Doesn't have to be gray. Use whatever color you have. Again, just use what you like. Formplex would be fine. So just covering up all my little problem areas here and making a nice, even circle. Embroidered trim, rope. Oh, and oatmeal and corn. Yes, oatmeal round boxes for sure. Like a Planter's nut can. Okay. But if if you're not a person who keeps all that kind of stuff, or you just want it easy, then again, you can find all the stuff that I'm using on my little Amazon link. All right. And we're just going to go all the way around. Oh, Beth, it might not have been warm enough, or might have been a little too dry. I have never had that issue though, but you can soften it a little bit by spritzing some water into it. All right. You can actually do that with any clay. You just add a little bit of water to it and knead it around real good. It generally will soften back up. Okay. So just join these edges together. Okay, and now I'm going to do one more down here along the side, and I'm going to do this outer one. I don't know that you necessarily have to do this outer one. I just like the look of it. I think one little mold there would be plenty, actually, now that I'm kind of looking at it. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right. Whoop. Little cornstarch here. Let me do it. Let me actually do that real fast. I need a little cornstarch in here before I continue. Yeah, keep it in a Ziploc bag with a little damp paper towel. Keeps it from drying out. And then squeeze all the air out of the Ziploc bag as well. It needs to be worked a little bit to get it warm. All right, so now I'm just going to take and do along this outside edge. And then I'm just going to press down a little bit over my, where my cords are joining there. To flatten that a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm just kind of reshaping my circle. Make sure it stays where I want it. Yes, photos would be awesome. Personalized. Okay, so almost done with this one side. And of course, before you do the other side with your trim, you want to let this one dry. And then I just need one more little strand. House trim. Hello, everybody. Okay. All right, that should do it. I think it's long enough. Ugh, you know what? I'm going to do one more dusting here. Do one more cornstarch dusting. Yes, I want to see y'all's drum ornaments, you guys. All right. Okay, let's try this one more time. These pieces have been sitting out for a little while and they're starting to dry up, so that's why I'm struggling a little bit here. Okay, that looks good. All right. Okay, last one. Okay, so there we go. There's our trim all the way around. Just going to clean up my little obvious glue issues. The next thing that I'm going to do, I have a couple little, I've got this little star mold, and we're going to add stars all the way around where these corners meet up. Just to sort of tie it off, kind of to make it look like a little holder, I guess, for the wire. Doesn't have to be stars. You could use any kind of small casting that you have or like. Resin would probably be better, but I don't want to sit here and cast 5,200 resin stars. So I'm just going to use clay. And of course, I'm not going to do every single one. I just want to show you. So I got this little tiny star here in the corner. And we're going to flip that out. But just use something small that you have. Could be like if you got one of those Finnabair machine parts molds with a screw or something. Any small piece. And so the star is just going to go, could be like a little bell or something. The star is just going to go right there where those pieces sort of join, and I'm just sort of curving it around there. Okay. So you would do that all on both sides, all the way around. And we're not done yet. One moment, please. Wash my hands. So for the sake of time, that's how I did the clay work. But for the sake of time, I will show you the one that I've already done. So I did this one last night, and it is now dry and ready to paint. I actually did this one this morning and that one last night. So this is dry-ish and ready to paint. So I am going to be able to complete this one for y'all today. So this is where you guys come in. This is audience participation. I'm going to let you guys decide if I'm going to paint the molds in this brown color. This is the new antique bronze color, or if we're going to use red. So you guys choose if we're going to use antique bronze or if we're going to use red to paint the castings. You guys decide what we want to do here. Antique bronze or red. This is our new color. This is a brand new color from Pentart. Bronze, bronze, bronze. Okay, bronze it is. It's going to have gold over it anyway. So I'm liking the idea of the bronze because I'm going to use some gold wax. All right, so let's use the antique bronze. I'm being like Terry here. I actually have my, this is the one that they sent us for the sample when they made the color to test whether or not we liked it. All right, so I'm just going to spritz this just a little bit, and let's go ahead and paint this. This is the bronze. I like that a lot. I'm painting right over the castings and the stars. And I spritzed my clay a little bit just to make the paint go on a little bit easier. I do too. I just love it. And I'm really excited because I actually have some more colors in the works. So I am super, super excited to be able to create with them. Okay. So the most tedious part about this was putting all the stars on. That was very tedious. Any questions about anything? So does it seem pretty doable? Sometimes when you break something down step by step, you look at the project and you go, oh gosh, I don't know, I could never make that. It just seems really hard or complicated or whatever. But then when you break it down and it's just literally you just do one thing at a time. You know, and I would even say I think this could easily be done in batches. So like, you know, make like 3 or 4 of them at once, or make the whole pile at once, you know, so that you're like repeating the same step over and over. So any question? Yes, this color was inspired by Nicole. I saw her using it and I loved it. Nicole's Recycle Treasures. And I had actually been looking for a beautiful brown. It was definitely missing in their lineup. So when I saw her mixture, I just thought that is fabulous. All right. Okay. Fabulous, fabulous. Yes, they are. They are time consuming, but again, like if you do it in batches, right? So you're just like, you make 8 of the bases or 4 of the bases at once. Then you do all the decoupage. Then you do all the string, you know. Yeah, it's going to take a few days, but do like 1 step a day or something. And then boom, you have several done. I know like resin artists, for example, when people who make resin art, when they pour out their resin or pull it out, uh-oh, dang it. They do a bunch at once. Okay. That's okay, because I was going to antique the edges anyway, but okay. So I have a couple of people who have asked me in chats like about buying some of my ornaments. I am planning to have an auction before Christmas time. I'm thinking at the end of November, maybe early December. My auction is going to be a fundraiser, but I haven't decided yet what I want to support. I'm thinking probably some sort of organization that supports giving for kids or underprivileged Christmas gifting or something like that. There's a couple organizations that I know of. So watch for details. So every ornament that I'm showing and making between now and then will be available. Including these two. Okay, so I'm not going to do the other side quite yet. I will, actually, you know what, I will go ahead and do it because I really just want to finish this one today. So let's dry and then we'll flip it over. this side. And maybe even a little bit of antiquing gel along the interior here. A little carnelian varnish or something to give it a little shine. Little snow paste. You can totally get creative with the scene. Again, you could use castings like some little nutcrackers or ballerinas or something in there. Doesn't have to be a straight decoupage scene. So the sky is the limit in terms of how you customize it. I wanted to do something kind of traditional Christmas, and I haven't really used these papers yet, so good chance to, you know me, I'm always creating content for DQ, so good chance to give Iveta and Terry some photos to work with. This was the 4-pack, by the way. The paper was the 4-pack, which is not circle shaped, but it's very easy to turn it into a circle. I like creating papers that are versatile, because basically if it's circle shaped, it really limits. I mean, it's obvious that it's for an ornament, but it's hard to think beyond that. So when I do the 4-packs, you can still use it for an ornament, but you can also use it for other things. So I like being able to make those designs multi-purposed. Okay. Almost done here, guys. Thank you for your patience. I know this is the least exciting part, is the painting, but I want to show you how I finish this guy off, and I want to be able to kind of twirl around the completed piece. All right, so we got about 10 more minutes. Okay, let's dry this one. Hello, Earl. All right, you guys, I definitely have some touch up to do on my painting because I went around kind of quick, but I want to at least get it finished enough so I can show you the sort of finished concept. So let me put a little bit of wax. I'm just going to do it on one side. My clay's still kind of wet on the other side. So I'm just going to put the wax on this side so y'all can see. This is the Pentart metallic wax paste in gold. You can see how beautiful that looks against that bronze. Very, very gorgeous. Could also come back in and add a little bit of silver, sparkling silver or something to it. Love, love, love that. Okay. Or you could even do, we could do a little bit of antique on there as well. So it's not quite so bright. So I think that is gorgeous. And then we can add a couple of little embellishments on the top. The one that I'm most excited about are my little drumsticks. So I had some already made. Here they are. So I made these little drumsticks. And what I did here was I took a little bit of, I took these two guys. This is rock candy pop stir sticks. And these were the perfect shape to make little drumsticks. And so I painted those. Somehow I knew y'all were going to choose antique bronze. I don't know how I knew that. So I went ahead and I painted those and I've tied them together. And then I have a couple little other little Dumaflachis here. So we're going to just go ahead and start gluing. I'm going to glue these drumsticks on. I'm going to glue my drumsticks right here. Get those down. Let that set up for a second. So again, I just painted those in that same color, antique bronze. That's it. Like it's all these little details. And then these are just little pieces. These are linked in my Amazon store as well. Little berries and such. So let's get some glue on here. And then we'll do the same on this side. And since I have my drumsticks on this side, I'm going to put a little bow on this side. So I have a little bow right here. This is the one that I tied from an old-fashioned ribbon bow. So I'm going to put that over here. Let's go ahead and put some gold wax on this side. I think I'm dry enough now. Like I said, this clay was still a little bit wet this morning. So, and sometimes that's it. It's like the finishing touches can make all the little difference. And it's just literally little tiny pieces of things that are hot glued on. And then I like that the string is the same string as we use for the drum wire. So you can see on this side, you can see the whole situation. And then on this side, you can see, you can't really see the drumsticks, but you can see the bow. So super cute, double-sided drum ornament, you guys. We did it. We finished in under an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope that you'll share your projects with me if you try it. And again, my challenge to you is to use as many recycled materials as possible. Thank you all so much. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'll have to come up with something, but we'll try to do something a little outside the box next week as well, and try to keep it fresh and moving, you guys. So, all right, y'all. Have a great week, and I appreciate y'all, and take care. All right, bye, everybody.